We have our first departure of the summer as Tom Nixon leaves on a permanent transfer to Doncaster Rovers. Hello there and welcome back to the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel, where today we'll be cracking through the news of Tom Nixon joining permanently over at Grant McCann's side at Doncaster Rovers after a successful loan period last season. So let's crack through what Hull City had to say on the announcement, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the first departure of this summer. So, Hull City put out, under-21s defender Tom Nixon has joined Sky Bet League 2 outfit Doncaster Rovers on a permanent deal for an undisclosed fee. Joining the Tigers Academy from Stoke City in July 2021, following a successful trial, his debut saw the full-back feature for the club's then under-23 side consistently as captain, along with being an unused sub for the first team's EFL Cup first round fixture against Wigan Athletic a month after signing. Of course, won't go into that game because we did lose on penalties. Featuring out on loan at both Pickering Town and Boston United, along with helping the under-21s reach the national playoffs in the PDL, the Professional Development League. The 22-year-old joined Doncaster Rovers last season on loan for the full of the 2023-24 season. He did have a little bit of injury issues through there, but for the most part, he performed well at Doncaster. Really, was one of the players. Of course, all of the team was the players in the fact that Doncaster got the way up to the playoffs, but unfortunately missing out in the playoff race in the playoff semi-finals. It was. So nominated for Goal of the Month for League 2 in August 2023 for his stunning finish against Notts County. And of course, that was on his league debut for League 2 and also Doncaster Rovers. So fantastic to get a wonderful strike like that. If you've seen it, you know what a strike it was, and getting nominated for Goal of the Month for that. The Trentham-born defender featured 32 times in all competitions for Grant McCann's side as Doncaster finished in the League 2 playoff positions, losing to Crewe Alexandra on penalties in the semi-finals, as I just mentioned. We'd like to thank Tom for his efforts during the time with his club, and we wish him all the best for his future. So, Tom Nixon out the door. A little bit of money has come in to help Tim Volter and his rebuild, or not rebuild, but his depth analysis on the side. So, really, it's not going to be a massive paycheck, is it? It's Tom Nixon going to a League 2 side being Doncaster Rovers. Of course, it seems to be one of their key signings that they wanted to make Doncaster. So whether they have splashed the cash a little bit more than probably what Tom Nixon is worth under the current state of affairs, maybe, because it is an early transfer at that. I mean, the transfer window hasn't officially opened yet, I don't believe. So a bit of a high influx, cash influx, I think may have taken place here, but obviously nothing too dramatic in the aspects of the Championship. It won't fully fund a player. It may help fund with the 50 million that's in Adrian's pockets and whatever else we get. It may help fund someone down the line. So what does it mean? Doesn't mean an awful lot for City. He hasn't actually featured for the senior side. Of course, featured in the under-23s and the under-21 side in quite a high capacity. But it does seem to be the best case scenario for both parties here, or all three parties if you're including Doncaster. Doncaster, they get a nice young, hungry defender who has performed well for them last season, scoring some goals in the process. For Tom Nixon, it's brilliant. He gets week in, week out football. He's going to feature prominently in that Doncaster side, I would suspect, with that being one of their main targets this summer, being an early target at that for Grant McCann's side, playing under former Hull City manager Grant McCann, of course, over at Doncaster Rovers. But then for Hull City, it's another case scenario. It's another person off the paycheck. It's another person out the door with a little bit of money coming in from it. So it's not a free transfer at the end of the day. It is one where we are going to get some money from it, and we have done. Undisclosed fee. Presume that the undisclosedness of that fee will be announced at some point, as people always find their way out. But it is a good case scenario for Hull City to get another player off the paycheck, another free spot really there in the academy setup. Of course, Hull City are looking at players already to come into the academy setup and really help shape them with their careers, as we have seen with the likes of Harry Vaughan and other players along that sort of setup in recent time. So all good case scenario and all things, nothing to complain about the Tom Nixon departure. Wishing him all the best over at Doncaster and whatever future endeavours he takes on in his career. Of course, kind of wishing him and Grant McCann's side well, but we'll see where they end up in this next season, whether they can continue the good run of form that they had, and obviously if Tom Nixon can help them in that case. But it's the first departure of the summer. I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come as Adrian and Tim Volter need the money in their pockets to help build this side up to what Tim Volter wants. So like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you do not miss out on any more Hull City news and content, as we'll have plenty more, I'm sure, in the coming weeks, months, as we get ready for the 2024-25 season, where Hull City are going to make a push for the Premier League. I'm telling you right now. So like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Up the Tiger.